Well, it's a very, very, very good game from my perspective, just in terms of how we played and how together we were. The first quarter wasn't going particularly great, and we did a good job closing it. We've had some struggles closing quarters in the last few weeks, and lately we've been doing a better job, and that's great to see. Second unit was tremendous in the first half, and helped build up a bit of a lead, which was great. And then you look at some of these numbers like Oshae plus 28, in 19 and a half minutes. That's a huge number, and he's really picked things up, the last few weeks too. So a lot of guys played well. Ben was great off the bench. We had it got tight in the fourth quarter. Tyrese went back in and immediately scored 2 or 3 buckets in a row, and that got us back to a 10-point lead or whatever it was, and we were able to get home from there. But a lot of good things, and much needed day off tomorrow, and then another tough game in here on Thursday.
Rick, that's 3 wins in a row for you guys where Tyrese has done something to that effect in the fourth quarter, come in and scored a bunch of buckets for you guys to guide you to the win. What have you seen from him in these fourth quarters recently, and have you seen kind of a mentality shift that's allowing him to put the ball in the basket and be a little more aggressive?
Well, he really craves the responsibility of being the franchise point guard. And what he's learning is that sometimes it means we need points. Other times it means we need to get other guys involved. But always he's aware of both of those things. And so, tonight we needed a couple of buckets. They kind of walked it down to 6. Things were getting close. And, somehow he got to the rim, and I think it was an and one. So, yeah, I mean, can't say enough good things about his year and everything that he's doing. So, the hard thing is getting him off the floor, because, it'd be easy to put him out there for 38, 40 minutes. But, that's just a lot to put on, a young player. And our second unit's been providing good support.
You mentioned the second unit's close to the first quarter. It felt like they had one of their best games in a while as a unit. What did you see that they kind of did better to mesh in this game maybe than in some others recently?
Simplicity, playing with pace, spacing the right way, finding the right people at the right time, attacking the rim, getting good things off attacking the rim. And then, defensively, just gearing down, just sitting down and doing the basic things well, being in good defensive shift position, for help, rebounding the ball. We had a very decisive rebounding advantage tonight for most of the game. And those guys did a good job. Jalen and Oshae, did a good job on the board. So it's possessions. So they're like gold.
Buddy obviously goes for 28 tonight, 6 of 7 from 3. I think he's been really obviously consistent. I think he's hit at least 2 threes in about 13 games in a row. Just what's just made him sort of just consistent and reliable for you guys?
Well, if you saw his daily routine, you'd have a really good idea. I mean, he just, he lives for the game. He lives for, running around and getting open shots and trying to knock them in. I mean, we break up from halftime. He sprints out to the floor and starts feeling that ball and starts shooting. You watch him during timeouts. He's grabbing the ball and he just is fully engaged in his craft all the time. And I just, I look at him and, Lloyd and I were talking about it during one of the timeouts. He had rushed back out on the floor. He had grabbed the ball and he was going like this and he was taking a couple of short shots. And we both just kind of looked at each other and simultaneously said, that guy's special, and that's how we see him. There really are no perfect players, so, we really try to find the really great things in all of our guys and celebrate them and, help them work on things that are their weaknesses.
What Andrew and Aaron didn't have a ton of scoring today, but obviously both got some pretty tough assignments and seemed to make, especially Trey and Duante, work. What did you like about what you saw from those two guys, especially on the defensive end? I know you always see good stuff from them, but what did you like about them particularly tonight?
Look, Aaron Neesmith he's the prototypical Indiana Pacer. He's what I envision, all our guys being, a guy that unconditionally will do anything asked of him. And, he loves taking on the big defensive assignments. He got us a couple extra possessions in key times of the game, things that aren't showing up on the stat sheet anywhere. And, Nembhard is similar. Nembhard's a man of few words, but he plays a strong game. He plays to his strengths. He has great awareness of what's going on the floor with his teammates. And, I just, continued to see growth in him. So those two guys were terrific. And this is a hard game, man. You got Trae Young running around out there and Murray. Both these guys are all-star players. And it's a lot. I mean, these are tough assignments. And these guys not only score the ball, but they're real crafty drawing fouls. And, it doesn't get a whole lot tougher than this, until we see Doncic or, some of those, Giannis and a couple of those other guys.
Rick, when they cut it down, you call timeout and send Tyrese back in. At this point now in his career, is there stuff you have to say to Tyrese, or does he just have a great feel for the moment and know exactly what you're wanting out there?
Yeah, I think I called a play, or may have asked him what he liked in that situation. But he's just been able to find a way to create a good situation. Like that last play in Miami was an amazing play, and really haven't talked about it probably enough. There were three guys that were really concentrating on finding him at the very end, and he did a subtle thing where he looked like he was going to throw it to Nembhard, and then two guys just kind of leaned that direction. All of a sudden, he created a right angle pocket of space that allowed him to get that shot off. And some guys just have that kind of nuanced view of the game. I was here as an assistant when Mark Jackson was here. He had this similar kind of ability to see things before they happened, and be able to believe that, make the defense believe something was going to happen that didn't, that created a good situation for the Pacers. So, he's just, he's very unique. And I think, just protecting him, from a minute standpoint, protecting him from, the wear and tear of the season, those kinds of things are really important. Because he'd want to be out there the whole time. He just loves to play, loves to compete. And he loves to win too. And winning is hard in the league these days. I mean, with the recent CBAs, and teams are closer and closer, from a talent standpoint. And man, you gotta work, you gotta earn your wins in this league.
In what ways have you maybe seen Buddy and Tyrese complement each other, even on and off the court? Because it seems like that their relationship has really blossomed over this last 8-10 months. Well,
I mean, if you look at I forget what they call it, but they were the leading two in the league in assists. What do they call it? Assist chances or something like that, or direct pass assists. And I mean, there's a reason. There's a connection there. Ty is well aware of how Buddy moves on the floor, and Buddy's a great shooter. And he's a guy that puts the ball in the basket. So. Their connection is really interesting, and it's one of the things that is one of the real positives on our team, because these guys have come to a new situation that is different, that has a different atmosphere and stuff, and they've embraced it, and yet they've kept their own special relationship, which is pretty cool.
I think you've hit at least 2 threes every game for like the last 13. I mean, just what do you think is leading to your consistency, and are there just things you've learned as a veteran that have sort of allowed you to sort of stay consistent in the way you shoot it and the way you play?
No, just staying humble and working, man. Being at peace, coming there every early day, working with the coaches. I think that we still got a team. We had a group of guys that love to play the game of basketball, love to work. Having a group of coaches like Jenny and Lloyd Press and Ron, and even the guys on the back bench, Pargo, Mo, Coach Cal. Those that stand on you, encouraging you each and every day. Stay with it, even in the ups and down days, and sometimes like a bad loss like yesterday when we came down, we thought we should have won and we didn't win. We got beat and coming and bounce back and staying locked in. So just trying to stay locked in, be a pro, and one thing was this league, when you have one bad game, you got another night to prove yourself. Less than 24 hours or 48 hours. So staying locked in my work, staying in my craft, and just trying to use this season to where I can make a next step as being a leader, as a better shooter. Past years I wasn't shooting the ball well. I hate talking about shooting, so I don't know why I'm going about this, but I just got to stay locked in, stay humble, keep working, and let the story write itself.
I hate to ask you about it if you don't like to talk about it, but do you have specific goals for shooting, certain percentage, certain number you want to take or make every game, or is it just all in flow?
I mean, I don't want to miss, of course. No shooter wants to miss. And even the ones they miss, that we wish we can get it back. And the shooters, it's always be the ones that feels good. So for first half, I had 3 good looks. I missed them. But finished the game at 11 and 16, but staying in rhythm, making the shot felt good, so I wasn't worried about it. So it's all about feeling and comfort and just preparing yourself, preparing yourself before the game, and just getting your mind ready. And no matter what, every shooter in the league, we hate missing.
Last 3 wins for you guys. Tyrese has come in the fourth quarter and scored a bunch of points, helped you guys put the other team away. Have you seen a mentality shift, something about the way he approaches closing games change in the last couple weeks or so?
I guess he's maturing before our eyes, and when I'm in that, he's trending up real fast, and it's scary because you look at the kids from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Iowa State, and be honest with you, I didn't see this coming. Be honest with you, I know he's a great player, great playmaker, but that's what you expect though, and when everybody doesn't have high expectation with you and you just sneak up on them, and that's what him. He's a competitive man. He wants to work each and every day. He wants to show that he can do it, and he's doing that for sure. He's our leader, and he leads us in tremendous ways. His voice, his playmaking ability, and scoring. So he's doing a great job so far.
Rick obviously used the term for you that you live in the gym. I mean, has that always been your approach? Do you do that more as you get older, as far as just
being younger?
What's that?
Being younger?
Yes. No, but as you've been around the league, does it become more necessary, I guess, to say, okay, continue to work on your craft every day, or were you just always that type of person that you wanted to be in a gym shooting more than anything else?
I think as I get younger, I stay in more in the gym, and it gets to the point where my family gets mad at me that I overwork. But just when you love the game so much that that's all you think about, just trying how I can get better each and every day, and you just want success each and every day, and you crave for it. And when you come from where I come from, is being this platform is very hard. I really cherish being in the NBA each and every day of my life, because you never know when that last day comes, and I want to take advantage of it. And I don't want to be like, I didn't work as hard as I can. So I get my ass shoot a lot of times being in the gym, a lot of time for my family. Just you need to rest. You need to spend more time with us. You need to do that. But I love it so much that sometimes I'm too selfish in that way to stay in the gym, because, man, I feed them. So, and I take care a lot, but, it's not in a selfish way, but it's selfish for me because I love it so much.
We talked a little about Tyrese and closing, but you guys had talked a little bit last week about having a hard time closing games. It seemed like you guys did that just well collectively tonight. what do you think was better just all across the board in terms of how you guys approached the fourth, and what you guys did better to put this one away cleanly?
We talk. It's being talk. And we watch film, and being in a situation is very hard. And I know everybody's like, oh, you guys had a 12-point lead or a 6-point lead, 8-point lead in the past 4 minutes, but young team, when you're playing so fast and freely, and we feel like we're trying to protect our league, we're not playing to our regular self, we're not being as aggressive as he was in the first 3.5 quarters. And we watch film, and stuff like that don't happen overnight. It's just human nature, and like you see guys where we were like behind from certain games where we were like down 10 and we come back in less than 2 minutes. So, but now a situation where we have the lead and we're not used to having it because we always used to fighting back, and that takes growth and that takes learning, and it takes 3, 4, 5 games, maybe 10. But we watch film, we learn from it, we talk about it. Yes, it's frustrating for us, you guys, the fans, and us, and we just try to find ways where we can just be aggressive and but in control chaos aspect of the game. And Tyrese, like you said, he's put on his back to make plays for the team, and Miles and me and everybody just follow.
Buddy, excuse the voice.
No, you good?
Well, yeah, I'm good. What do you enjoy most about playing basketball with Tyrese, and has your relationship with him evolved, in certain ways, both on and off the floor?
I never liked Tyrese, No, he's just a fun guy to be around. And I think that his energy and his affection, his sense of humor just has everybody connected. And once you meet somebody that lights the room up, it's hard not to like a guy like Tyrese. He just brings everybody together, and that's who Tyrese is. He just brings everybody together, and he's best friends with everybody on the team. He has a relationship with everybody in the team, and like there's not one guy that you see Tyrese and like he does not like. Everybody is hands on with him, and that's why we also connected. I have my personality, but Tyrese have his personality that that he just brings everybody together, and you see that's why he passes the ball so well. He's connected with everybody, and that's his God gift, man. Connection.
Buddy, how much are you enjoying now? How much are you enjoying just the free flow? And you talk so much about Rick allowing you to be you and play your game. And here you're benefiting, it seems like, from that.
I'm doing okay, but just in the games there's just so much ups and downs. Some games where it's like, you guys look really good, and some games where it's like, we gotta do something better. And but Rick, I think being around Rick, he does a good job just keeping everybody together and just keeping everything just playing basketball the right way, and just trying to find ways to make us better on and off the court so we can help each other grow. And I think that the free flowing thing is just that he just makes us play random, and which is why we're so hard to guard. And he makes us make decisions, and he makes us learn and think out there while he's making these decisions. So sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad, but we just gotta stay together and keep learning how to play with each other. And we're game 35 in, so 40, 50, we should be rolling, I feel like. And hopefully we keep on building and not going back and forth from 500 to above 1 game 500. Maybe next 2 weeks we'll be up 7 games over 500 or something like that. So just gotta stay locked in, keep working as a group, keep building, and trusting where we're going in plus.
Oshae, this was one of the best games for the second unit in a while in terms of the total group. What did you see clicking for you guys in this one?
I feel like we just came with a different mindset today. Like you said, it's been a while, since we played like that. And we can definitely feel the difference, So I think that we're just going to use this to move forward and get better as these games come. Because, we know that we are key parts of the team, obviously, coming in and providing that spark. It helps, everybody, obviously. So we just got to keep it up.
3 wins in a row where Tyrese comes in the fourth quarter and puts in a bunch of buckets, and you guys close out the game. Have you seen something shift from him in his approach or mentality in fourth quarters for you guys?
No, I mean, he's been doing it all year, but, I feel like he's really locking into when we need him most. And it is down the stretch. We all trust him, whether it's to make the right pass or to get a bucket. He's a guy, sometimes he's, too willing to pass, and, I'll be the first to tell him to go score. And I think that his mind is shift to that. And that's exactly what we need. Everyone's got to follow suit. He's our leader. He's our, our all-star. And he's going to keep getting better. So when he's on, we're all on because, he had, 7 assists today, just getting everybody involved, with also 23 points. So he could do that and pass the ball. So, once he's on and feeling good, the whole team's going to feel good.
Buddy scores 28 tonight. I mean, what's just as a younger player, obviously you've seen him, he's been a vet, he's been around. What's it like just to watch him work on his craft? That's one thing Rick talks so much about is his work ethic and how much he's in the gym. I mean, What's it like to see the time he puts in and what he gets out of it?
It's great, man. He's like you said, he's in the gym nonstop. He's gotten me into his routines. We go, an hour before, put the first bus on away trips, just get shots up in the morning on game days, and I'm there right beside him, just trying to get better, learn a lot from him, and that stuff just keeps you ready, gets your mind ready, and you can just tell the way that his career has gone. He's just been that consistent guy, and it's not just by accident. He's not just born a great shooter or a great basketball player. He really put the work in to do it. So, me, I'm still learning. I'm seeing that, and I'm definitely following. And, a lot of guys are seeing that and know what it takes to get there.
Just to keep going on that, what's the most important thing you've learned from him? What are some of the important things that you've gotten out of spending all that time with him and seeing what his routine requires?
Just being confident. It's he's a guy, if he comes in, misses first couple, he knows in his heart the next one's going in, and he shoots it like it's going in. He's always confident, always ready. And, that starts, like I said, hours before the tip. The work that we put in, just being on court, feeling good and getting a little work, a little sweat in before, everyone even gets there. So it's just really that, just being confident in yourself.
But, excuse my voice, Buddy was saying that that Tyrese is everybody's best friend in the locker room. How has he used his personality to connect everybody and keep you guys headed in the right direction?
You're cheering hard today, huh? You lost your voice.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
You're up there yelling.
Got the pom-poms and everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, from the day he got here, he's just been that light in the locker room. Always happy, always smiling. Even when he has a bad game, he's pushing everybody to get better, and it's really contagious. A lot of the guys are really following that. There's a lot of guys on the team that could be down and mad because we have, from the top of the roster all the way down to the bottom, we have guys that can play key minutes on any team, and we all just love playing for each other. And it really starts again with our leader. If he's like that, or if he had a different mindset, it would trickle down to the whole team. But he comes in, he gives energy every single day, every practice. He's there. He tries to be there even if he's not feeling well or whatever. All those little things matter, and it's really contagious.
They were making a run, then he comes back into the game and makes that push. What do you see from him in those type of moments? Can you kind of see it in his eye? He's ready to go. Do you feel it out on the court when he's trying to create in whatever way the team needs?
You can definitely just see it, man. He gets in his zone where those times it's ready for us to close it out, and he has the ball in his hands. And like I was saying before, we all trust him. We always got to be in the right spots and be ready when he does kick it out or whatever he wants to do. We know he's going to make the right play. We know he's definitely capable of it, and willing and ready to be in the position to take the big shot or be in that big moment. But you can see it when he checks in. He knows it's time to go. Whether we're up or down, he's ready to do whatever it takes to get us going, and we all just follow. Myself, I'm willing to do whatever at that time. Buddy, Sticks was out there. Whoever was out there, is really willing, ready to give up yourself for the team because we know we got to get the win.
Where Rick checked you back in and you immediately got to the rim, got a couple layups. Was that a point of focus to just kind of put it on yourself to be aggressive there?
Yeah, for sure. Just trying to be more aggressive. Didn't feel like I did a really good job of that the first three quarters. So, huh? I'm talking right now. You want me to wait?
No, more people are coming in. You can finish this.
So I have to do the other people too.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just a focus of mine.
Trying to stay aggressive and just get to the hoop.
Second unit really opened the game up there. End of the first, start of the second quarter. What did you see from that group tonight?
They just did a really good job. Rick left them in, let them keep rolling. They play with a great energy.
Got enough stops there to where we can play in transition. We've preached all year as a group. We feel really comfortable with our guys playing in space, playing in transition. So they take a lot of long shots that if they miss them and we rebound, allows us to play our game.
Talked last night about how you felt like you guys just didn't have the right amount of energy and effort. Do you feel like that was there from the jump tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we knew we would respond the right way. I think coming home, we got to take care of home court. Last night was, obviously just a dud, and you had to get over that. Best part about the NBA is we're allowed to play the very next day, and kind of flip the script.
You know how good a shooter Buddy is, but when he's on a heater like this, how much did that lift you guys up offensively?
Yeah, I mean, people have to respect him even more than they already do, and when people have to close out to him and that opens everybody else up.
Tyrese, this is the third one for you guys in a row where you come in the fourth and put the game away with some of your own scoring. Have you had to shift your approach at all in these fourth quarter moments to more of an attacking, aggressive philosophy, or is it just what the game needs and requires?
Yeah, it's just what the game needs and requires. I think
A lot of time, just NBA basketball, fourth quarter is about getting the ball in the guys' hands and let them make plays. And I think my teammates and the staff, they've done a great job of, I think after that New York game, just kind of clarifying what we're looking for at the end of games, how I can be better, because I don't feel like I really closed that game the right way. I missed some shots, but didn't feel like I was in control the way I usually am through the first three quarters. So, I just think it was a self-reflection on how I can finish games better.
Keep going on that. What was better all the way around? This was clearly seemed like the best close that you guys have had across the board.
I think our second unit just did a great job of having energy. I probably sat almost 10 minutes in the second quarter, so I was fresh, ready for the fourth, and I think they had done their work so well that it just allowed me in the fourth to be fresh and kind of make plays and stay aggressive.
Buddy obviously had a pretty strong performance in this one. He's been consistent. I think he's got 13 games in a row where he's at least 2. And you obviously know his work ethic better than everybody. But what allows him to maintain that level of consistency and shoot like he does?
He just works really hard, man. That's just who he is. I don't know. He's got a beautiful shot. He just plays, a good brand of basketball. He makes open ones, makes tough ones when we need him to. He ain't new to this. He's one of the best shooters in the league. When he's done, he'll be one of the best shooters that's ever played this game. So, it's just what he does.
Well, when you first met him and got to see that kind of work ethic, what stood out to you? When did you kind of see or get a sense of just how much he puts in and what's required, I guess, to be that good of a shooter at this level?
Yeah, I think deep down, but he's just he'll be in the gym all by himself. There'll be rebounders available, but he'll tell them to stay out. Sometimes he can just be in the gym all day by himself, just shooting, running, grabbing the rebound and coming back, flipping it back and shooting again. Sometimes he's really like a kid out there. I'll just walk in the gym and see him shooting out there. I think that just comes from, his childhood growing up and just, really he got it out the mud, getting to the NBA from the Bahamas. So, I think his work ethic is crazy. And anytime you see a guy like that, that makes you want to work harder. I think it's a great example for our young guys as well, trying to find their way in this league, just seeing how hard a guy like that works.
Obviously, you help him fit in, but what makes him a good fit for this locker room, this group, this team?
I think just being who he is, he's got great energy, great spirit about him that allows people to feed off that. I think anybody that's been teammates with Buddy Hield can attest to how much they appreciate. He doesn't miss games. He wants to play basketball. He wants to win. Sometimes he might make a play but his mind's in the right spot, right? He wants to win just as much as everybody else. So I think any teammates of his can attest to that. And he's just great to be around.
Tyrese, what's the last week or so been like for you, those comments after the Knicks game? Have you tried to block it out, let your game do the talking? Have you used it as motivation? How have you kind of gone about it since then?
Yeah, listen, I'd be lying to you to say that I didn't hear it or anything like that. But it didn't. I don't think it really bothered me all that much, to be honest. I think I talked about it. When I addressed the comments, it was just if it was somebody else who, I really, they meant a lot to me growing up or something like that, it would bother me. But, I think, to be honest, I think it might have been blown out of proportion from the media. I didn't really care about it that much. But, people have my back. That's dope. Appreciate that. And that's always love. But, I'm just coming out here playing basketball. And I think it's been on my mind maybe a little bit, going into these games, just playing with more of a fire to me, more of a juice. I use every little thing as motivation. I take tweets from people who have 2 followers as motivation. So that's just who I am naturally. So it just comes with it.
Were you more motivated just by how that New York game went, though? Was that, forget the comment, were you more just sort of bothered by how?
Yeah, for sure. I think you just got to respond the right way, especially at a time like this, right? December, January, that's the time in the year where teams decide what they're going to be, for the year. That's when fans decide, are they really invested in this team or wait till next year? So you've seen that in the NBA, and these are the months where those decisions are made. So, I just had to step up, got to be better. We've let some go that we have no business losing, and we're going to get to 82 games and be like, damn, wish we had that one. So I'm just tired of that, man. I just want to win and just figure out how we can do that.
You mentioned the second unit a while back. So what impressed you about them all across the board, especially they shot really, really well.
Yeah, just their energy, just the energy that they played with. They came in and got stops and played in transition. You play a team against a team like Atlanta, a guy like Trey who shoots so many deep shots. He's a great shooter, but when he's missing those long rebounds, allow us to play in transition. And I think the second group did an awesome job. TJ pushing the paint, along with Ben and all those other guys. Chris, I think everybody just did a great job.
Saw in your interview with Taylor, you said, "I haven't said I want to be an All-Star ever." Is that a goal for you this year for your career? How does that rank in your list of priorities this season?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think as basketball players, like if we're not achieving to be the top of the game, I don't think we're doing it the right way. I think if you ask any guy in this locker room, would you like to be an all-star in your life? They would say yes. I think if you ask anybody plays in the NBA, anybody who wants to play in the NBA, would you want to be an all-star? They'd say yeah. So, of course, that would be a blessing for me to be able to do that. But, man, I'm just focused on every day here right now. I think that'll take care of itself as long as I take care of what I have to here and as long as we do what we have to as a team. But, I mean, the better you are as a team, the more wins you have, the harder it is to keep you out of those games. So I was just worried about what's going on in this locker room every day, worried about our games, worried about winning games, and then the rest will take care of itself.